Was it from HBO.com?
Yeah, it was like at HBO.
Do your ears pin up in your little fairy tale smut world of excitement? What's up and welcome to the Lightweights Podcast. My name's Joe. Today we have Laur DIY of the podcast Wild Til and the massive YouTube channel laurdiy.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Lauren and welcome to Craftopia.
We're saying yes to one and this is the one.
They're in like Beverly, well, I'm probably not allowed to say, but they're like in
No, they're on the corner
they're in the corner of, you know.
Chat all about Laur's recent wedding, Jeremy's recent hospital visit, and her show on HBO, Craftopia.
Craftopia is back! And it's all grown up.
So if you haven't yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button and let me know down below who else you want to see on the podcast. I love chatting with everybody. So without further ado, Laur DIY. So what's a smut book? What is it?
What do you mean with the smut book? Oh my God. Also, I want to be so clear. We just sat down. We are 6 seconds in, coming in hot. I love it.
Really hot. I want to know everything.
Okay, what is a smut book? It's a novel, a book that just has some spice to it.
One of the covers said, "This woman and her 7 husbands."
That actually has very little smut.
Not too much smut.
Not too much, but honestly, it's like the really illustrated like figure skater hockey tropes that have the craziest smut.
Is it like sexy story times?
Essentially, yeah. But I mean, story time. It's like I don't know. What's the last book you read?
Mice and Men, 6th grade. I don't know. I don't read.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good debate. I had someone who wrote a book and I listened to the Audible on it and they said that I still read the book.
That counts.
Did I read it though?
Like, did you do the actual verb of reading it? No, but like you consumed the material that was made by the author.
In a medium that works for me.
Yeah. Because like, it's like we would have retained the same story if I read it on paper and you listened to it.
Oh, so interesting.
Right?
I agree with you.
I think that like some people disagree and they're like, no, like you have to like read, you have to flip the page, you have to tap the Kindle to like turn the page. But I kind of think that's like if we both consumed the same story, it just like some people need a different vehicle by which to be given the story.
And I prefer the vehicle to have the author themselves narrate it to me in the tone that they wrote it in.
Yeah, I think that also like it provides something else. It's like sometimes I've listened to a few audiobooks when I
smut
went okay, so this is like when it's like listening to a smut audiobook. I got through like a couple chapters and I was like, oh, I can't do this. This is crazy.
Is it just that raunchy?
It's like, well, some of it's raunchy, but I more just like am wildly uncomfortable that I'm like sitting in the car by myself and or like if you go through a drive-through, it's like let me just like pause this like crazy
He's
sex
grabbing
scene
her
to,
breast
like,
as she stops.
Yeah. Like some of the words, or like also if you can't get connected to the specific like audio reader's voice that they've hired to like read for a character.
Oh, that's the worst.
Some of them are so cringy. So it's like if you're reading it, you can like in your head, not that I'm like putting crazy voices to like all of these voices, but I definitely am very aware if someone's voice is super fucking cringy when you're listening to the audiobook version. So can't do a smut audiobook personally, but a lot of friends do.
Does that make you check out? You as a listener?
Oh no, I'm so checked in that I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so violently aware. I'm like, it's like the opposite. I'm too violently aware.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I'm going through this drive-thru. I need to pause this because this is crazy.
Do you have a favorite smut?
I mean, I would say like I ride for ACOTAR, A Court of Thorns and Roses. Have you heard of that one?
Nope.
Okay, this is there's like a really big fan base behind it. And so I'm not like a fantasy girly whatsoever. Like the closest thing to fantasy that I consumed when I was younger would be like Harry Potter, maybe Lord of the Rings. Like I'm not like a fantasy girly. But I forgot who got me into ACOTAR, who recommended it, that I was like, okay, you know what, I'll give it a shot. Devoured 5 books. And we're talking like some of these books are like 700 pages. It's the book that got me back into reading.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, is a little bit of, like, fairy fucking? Yeah, it is. Like, are the ears pointed? Yes.
Oh, wow.
But I will say is that, like, the author does such a great job of painting. Like, I'm a highly visual person. So when someone gives me a story where I can really envision what their, like, world looks like, they do a really great job of, like, building out what the world looks like. Like, I'm in.
Are you ever reading it to Jeremy like, hey,
Oh, I mean, there were a few lines where I was like, because I was like, babe, I'm reading this crazy book right now, because he knows like I'm also like not a fantasy person typically, and I was like, just like listen to this line. There's also like a few like specific things that are like, not, I don't want to say famous, but like for example, in the first book, it's a series of 5 or like 4.5 books. The author used the words like my bowels turned watery like fucking 10 times across this book.
As a turn on?
No, it's just like part of the plot. Like,
what are you reading?
What's scary? Not my kink personally. Like, don't want to yuck your yum, but not my kink personally. But like, my bowels turned watery came up in this book like 10 times. So like, those are the types of lines that I would share with Jeremy to be like, oh my god, this bitch's bowels are watery again.
As far as a romance, I just found a new show.
Okay.
Have you heard of Love and Death? With Elizabeth Olsen.
Oh, yes. I haven't watched it, but I've seen it. Yeah, with Elizabeth Olsen. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Okay.
They have 2 versions of it, one on Hulu, one on HBO. HBO, phenomenal.
Okay, got it.
It's about...
Wait, is Hulu like the PG version?
You know how sometimes they make shows at the same time and like one is significantly better than the other? Mm-hmm. I think the HBO one is just better.
Wait, but it's the same show?
It's the same story.
Same story.
Because it's based on a true story.
Got it.
This lady asked her other church-going neighbor to have an affair.
Yes, and it's like set in like 70s or 80s or something.
I think it was the 70s.
Yeah. Okay, I did see this. I think we watched a trailer for it. Okay, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10
I'm
from
in.
beginning to end. The kind that you can't put your phone down or you miss something.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Ooh, okay, I'll add it to my list.
Do you watch horrors?
Do I watch what?
Horror movies?
Horror?
Horror.
Whoa, you say horror. Crazy. Horror.
Horror.
With an A?
Yeah. Horror.
No, I don't do horror.
Oh.
I don't do horror.
Okay.
I it's not for me.
I have a really bad rant about The Strangers.
See, like, that's not even on my radar whatsoever. Haven't even heard of it.
You want to stay away from it anyway. It's
yeah.
not good.
Okay, great.
That's not good. Real quick, this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Have you ever been in a spot where talking to somebody you know about a certain situation might lead to some judgment that you don't want? You need to find someone who won't pass judgment onto you. I've been there. With certain recent family situations, I've needed to vent out and get some outside perspective from somebody who didn't know the situation or the people involved. That's why I went to BetterHelp, and BetterHelp is today's sponsor of the video. They make it easier than ever before to connect with a licensed therapist that fits to your specific needs, whether it's family, friends, or a work situation. I was so excited to partner with BetterHelp because they prioritize you, the user. They care about your comfort and convenience. You can have your sessions through your phone, through the website, phone calls, anywhere. Plus, if you don't feel like your therapist is the right fit for you, you can switch at no additional cost, no problem. It's all about ensuring that you get the support for what you need, regardless of the situation. So if you're feeling stuck and maybe you want someone new to talk to, consider trying BetterHelp. You guys can use my link, betterhelp.com/ahitsjoe for 10% off your first month of BetterHelp. Consider it a step towards finding inner peace and moving forward in life. Just know there's always someone out there to listen and help guide you through the situation at hand. Did you see Dancing with the Devil, for the Devil?
Dancing. Oh, I was just listening to Philip DeFranco talk about this documentary about. Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. So tell me more. So Philip DeFranco did a pretty good job, I feel like, of summarizing the synopsis of like the story of this call, and they're dancing, and it's this guy who's running a church, and they're paying tithe and also management fees, and like separated from their families.
Yeah, and he's pulling these really big Tik Tokkers in to be part of it.
Yes.
And the story follows the Wilking sisters. Did you ever see them?
Yeah.
I used to be kind of in a similar circle with them on TikTok.
Really?
And then I remember them just not posting together, and I was so confused because they're a duo. Turns out that one of the girls is still involved in it.
And one got out?
Oh
my God.
It's really trippy.
That's so wild. I would for sure end up in a cult by accident, 100%.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, honestly, me too. I'm so naive and too trusting that I would for sure end up in a cult by accident.
We're just a few days away.
Yeah, we're just a few days. It could happen any day now.
There was something that you did that I thought was hilarious. When Jeremy had his health freak out the other day.
Uh-huh.
And you just like the best wife possible, smile, taking photos of him as he's on like one of his worst days.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, so Jeremy, for some context, we were on our way to a pickleball lesson, and
which is that good? Is it helping?
The lessons?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, substantially.
You needed it?
Yeah. Yeah. I also feel like the people that we've been playing with are all pretty good, and like I don't like being bad at things, so it's like I'm trying to catch up, I feel like.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So we were on our way to this pickleball lesson, and he like woke up and like had some stomach pains in the morning, but I don't know, I was like whatever. He's like, I'm fine. I'm like good to go. And I was like, hey, great, whatever. He's driving, and I'm a walking pharmacy. So like I have Pepto, I have Tums, I have ibuprofen. Like,
Right now?
In my car, yeah.
Oh, good.
So like 20 feet away, basically.
In case I need it.
Yeah, exactly. And so he didn't want any meds. I was like, hey, it can't be that bad if you don't want to take anything. We're like halfway up Coldwater Canyon, which is very much like a one car going in both directions type of like lane, windy road. And he's kind of hyperventilating. And I'm like, do you want to like switch drivers? Because at first he just wanted to complain and like be heard. Again, like he wanted support and not solutions.
But it got to that point where you asked if you wanted to switch.
Yeah. I was like, you're being like really dramatic now. Like, do you want me to drive? And he was like, yeah. I was like, hey, sweet, pull over at like the first spot that we can find. Happened to be a firehouse going up Coldwater.
That little one where there's Smokey the Bear there?
No.
That.
Before that. Yeah, we're still going up. We're still like on the valley side before we're peeking over, going back down into like West Hollywood side, Beverly Hills side. So that ended up being the first turn off. And so he pulls in, he gets out, he like kind of just like sits down on the curb to like get some air. And I'm like, okay, like take your time. I also have a emetophobia. Which is like I'm irrationally uncomfortable and not okay with like throwing up. So I'm like, you okay, babe? Like from the car, like as far away as possible.
Blasting Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah, exactly. It took me less than one please play to get to your house today.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Easy.
That's how close we live.
Easy squeezy. Anyways, back to Jeremy's situation.
Anyways, pulls over, give him space, Sabrina Carpenter, emetophobia, take your time, babe, whatever, all good. And one of like the firemen who are like coming to work pulls in and he's like, hey, like, you guys good? And I was like, yeah, I'm just taking stomach problems, like he's gonna be okay. And so he's like, okay, let me know if you need anything. So anyway, that escalates into Jeremy starting to just like pass out. Like his eyes are looking at his brain. They're rolling into the back of his head.
Have you ever seen this before from him?
He passes out like anytime we get Botox, passes out. Needles, gone.
He gets Botox.
Oh yes.
I just got my first time.
He's white. You guys are white.
Yeah, we need it.
If you wanna, yeah.
Yeah. Botox.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so needles, like I've seen him pass out a whole bunch of times. So it's like not super serious, but he's also like turning yellow kind of. Like it's giving jaundice baby. So I was like, I'm gonna go get help. So I go and knock on the door with Ferris and I'm like, hey, us again, like guy that was laying in the wood chips. Like I think we need a little assistance. And they come out and I always forget that firefighters are like the first responders a lot of the time. So they know so much like amazing first aid medic stuff.
They're trained in everything.
So like they've got him hooked up with IV fluids, taking his vitals. They have like a whole printout of like his heart, his air, like all his oxygen or whatever, like all of it.
What's your motif during all of this? Are you capturing it?
No, I wasn't capturing it. I waited until after to like make sure we were okay. I had an ex who was epileptic, so I've spent a lot of time in like healthcare hospital scenarios.
You get these situations.
So like, yeah, I'm pretty comfortable around like throwing up. No, I'm like gone. I'm out. But like for healthcare and this kind of stuff, I'm always like, oh, if there's like a medical personnel here, I feel 10 times safer because it's now not in my hands.
Got it.
Which I love, not having the responsibility of like Jeremy's life just like in my hands.
Yeah, you pass it on.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, you've got 4 firefighters here. Great. This is your guys' problem. Here for support. Here's you need me. But like, this is you guys now.
Back to Sabrina.
Yeah. Back to Sabrina. Please, motherfucker.
The thing that like I really connected with this story was because I too started having stomach problems. And I looked up kidney stones. I looked up appendix exploding.
Yeah.
And I went to the doctor and I told her, and on my note it just said stomach hurting in a weird spot. And she's like, what does this mean? I'm like, I don't know. Even still, I have like a weird little stomach thing.
Still?
Kind of.
How long?
2 weeks.
That's a really long time, Joe.
Is it?
To like have like a consistent stomach pain is a really long time.
It's not consistent. It comes in and out, and then it also went all the way to the back, my lower back right, where people say that's where gas gets stored up.
Okay.
But nothing came out to where I felt alleviation.
Yeah.
So that was really tight too.
That kind of feels like kidney or liver stone or something.
That's what I was thinking, but she asked me all the questions. Does it hurt when I
pee?
Which didn't.
Yeah.
And she was pressing down on me to make sure nothing hurt. I got my blood tested. Everything came back normal.
Really?
So then it leads my paranoia to thinking, oh, it must be something even more serious.
Yeah, I'm obviously dying.
Because as a kid, you're growing up and like your friend's mom is like, oh yeah, he didn't go to the doctor. Now he's gone. I'm like, oh my God.
Now he's gone. Oh my God.
Yeah. If he just went to get his checkup, he would have been fine.
Right.
So now that's where I'm at.
Oh my God.
It's scary.
Is it, do you think it could be like a muscular level thing?
Like
a knot?
I don't know. It came out of nowhere. Honestly, I thought that maybe I was eating too much
Fiber?
protein that's not natural.
Yeah, like a protein bar protein, like stuff like that.
Too many bars of protein, too many scoops of protein.
Yes.
All in like a couple days.
Yeah.
And then like the pre-workout with the caffeine and
yeah, totally.
too many unnatural substances.
Yeah, I get tummy problems when I like have too much fake sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, like diet, anything, or like stevia based things. Anytime I have fake sugar, too much of it,
Low fat.
I run into problems.
Yes. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah. So anyway, we still like same thing. Like we went to ER. They like took him by ambulance. I just had like the funniest video of just like me waving goodbye to the ambulance. I'm like, bye.
How was his face? Happy?
He was so mad. He was so mad. And so I was taking the photo because I was like, he will find this so funny tomorrow. Right now, not funny. But also he was like so like not with us. So I was like, he's not even gonna notice if I take a photo. And I was like, and also it was our first hospital trip.
Yeah.
Like truly in what are the vows? In health and
cold water
sickness.
canyon hospital visits.
I can't even remember the both. In health and sickness, love and whatever. I was like, wow, we're really, really doing it. We've been married for like 3 weeks.
Already happened.
Yeah,
that's great. Thank God you guys signed the contract. Otherwise,
I know.
you
I'm
left
like,
them.
okay, so let's get the life insurance figured out now.
Did you change your name?
So because I'm Canadian, have so much immigration paperwork tied to my name, I can't right now because if I change my last name, it'll separate me from all of my like green card, visa papers and stuff like that. So currently still Laurdiy Mackey.
Oh, yeah. How long do you have to wait for that?
It takes 1.5 years to get a green card through marriage. And so I have a visa right now, and so we are going on our honeymoon in September, and then after that international travel I'll get stuck in the States for like 6 to 9 months, and then
stuck in the States, like you can't leave.
It's more so that you can't get back in. You can leave, you just can't get back in, and it'll void all of your paperwork if you leave.
Oh wow.
Which is crazy. So basically, like, you have to apply for a travel exemption, I think it's called. So while all your like immigration stuff is processing, they give you paperwork that then takes 6 to 9 months to get, so you can come in and out of the States while your green card is processing. At this point, I feel like it'd be easier to just start submitting to the lottery. It's crazy.
Oh, like the green card lottery.
Like the green card fucking lottery. Yeah, like it's so complicated.
And you're hiring someone to do this too, right?
Yeah. Oh my god, like a mega professional lawyer? Yes. Yeah.
Because they have to navigate it all?
Yeah. Oh, there's so many rules. It's crazy. It's crazy. I also got denied for a green card a couple years ago, so like I'm just Did
that make it even worse for now?
No, because this is I went through like career path for green card, but they were like, you're doing too many things that aren't related. And I was like, says who, bitch?
Like job related together?
Yeah. I was like, says who?
Yeah.
Have you been on the internet before? So anyways, I got denied through that route. And so I probably would be fine because that was before I did Craftopia with HBO. So like that like helps because like their immigration and government processing is so, they rely so much on like the traditional media forms. So something that is on like a traditional platform, I feel like they weigh much heavier than like any kind of digital.
Right.
Yeah. So anyways, got married to an American though. So we're good.
Jeremy.
Slay.
So wait, what happened? You got the blood test and everything and
got
nothing
the blood test,
came
yeah.
back?
We got to the hospital and they like ran the blood test. They gave him some more fluids. They tested his pee for, I think, same thing, like stones of any kind. Everything came back fine. And we think the culprit was just a combination of dehydration and taking a probiotic that he didn't build up to. And then hitting the vagal nerve.
He hit the vagal nerve?
Yeah, something in his body, something like have you heard of, so, okay, hang on. I'm probably fucking up the pronunciation. It's called the vasovagal nerve.
I thought you were making a joke like, he hit
it that
night.
No. Yeah, like he hit it. Yeah, no. Literally, it's a nerve that runs like all the way from like the top of your spine all the way down through your body. And it can like make you pass out. It can make you like have numbness. It can make you like have all these reactions.
And he thinks he hit it that day?
So I think that like something in his digestive tract hit this nerve and just like had a really dramatic reaction.
Oh, wow.
And he lives to tell the tale. And the photos will live on forever on the internet.
These early 30-year-old men with Botox are not surviving these days.
Not surviving these days. I know you guys are in rough shape.
We are getting taken out left and right.
What did you think of the Botox, your first experience?
I hated it at first because because my eyebrows did like that.
Oh yeah, you have to be
thing.
really careful. Yeah.
So then I went back for another touch up, and then they fixed it.
and brought them back down. Yeah.
And then Botox reached out to me to push my video to all of these nurses.
Really?
Yeah. My page is blowing up from all these nurses. It's crazy.
Wait, that's amazing. You should finesse some free injections out of this.
There was some finessing already.
Yeah. I love that for you.
Yeah.
I did that one time. I made the eyebrows because a friend talked to me and she'd be like, it makes you look so awake and like alert. And I was like, I looked crazy. I looked like I was just always just like eyebrows to the sky, 2 arrows pointing up.
Yeah.
It was too much.
How many times has he gone?
Jeremy? Oh, I mean, lots. Probably like 3 times a year for the past 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, I would do it again. Once this wears off, I'm going to go back.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. And it makes you look younger.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
That's the, yeah. Honestly, for me though, like when I put on makeup, I just like, makeup just goes on a complexion so much smoother when the base is smooth.
Right. Because there's no creases for it to get
stuck in. Honestly though, it was what's the skin doctor called again?
Dermatologist.
The dermatologist. I had psoriasis, like a small patch of psoriasis, like in my eyebrow, and I have it like also like along my like hairline as well too. But I had like a small patch in my eyebrow, and the dermatologist recommended to go get Botox, and I was like, "Bitch, say less.
No
say
more.
less.
Write me a prescription, baby.
Let's go. Do you have a discount code?
What's your code, girl? Where are you guys going to your honeymoon?
We are going to Italy. We're doing.
That's where I went for mine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, what cities did you go to?
So bad.
Okay, easier question. How long did you go for?
We went for almost 3.5 weeks.
Damn.
We did Paris, Italy, and Greece.
Oh my god. What was your favorite out of all 3?
Greece and Italy. Oh, we did Amalfi Coast.
Okay, yep.
We did all those little islands around there.
Yep.
And we're going back to Puglia.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's Italy?
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
That's like the center of Italy.
Oh.
Where are you guys going to go?
We're going to do Amalfi Coast. We're going to start in Rome, do a few days in Rome, because you can fly direct to Rome, and I want to just get there because it's a long flight. Going to do a few days in Rome, and then we're going to do Amalfi Coast, and then we're going to end in Capri.
We did Capri too.
Did you like Capri?
Amazing.
Oh my god, I can't wait.
Amalfi was my favorite though.
I think Amalfi is going to be my favorite as well too. I'm so excited. I've never been to Italy.
Really?
Yeah, at
First
all.
time?
Yeah.
It's so cool.
I'm so excited. I want to drink a freaking Aperol Spritz and eat some pasta and just bask in the Italy glow. We're going in September, so it's like I feel like tourism season is just like starting to die down too, so I'm hoping it'll be a good time. We worked with a travel agent, so I feel like we've got a good lay of the land and like stuff to do.
That's when we went, September.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was amazing.
Oh my god.
It was the best.
Wait, what month did you get married in again? Did you guys go right after? What was your timeline between getting married and going on your honeymoon?
We went to the courthouse July 11th, and then we got married mid-August, and then we honeymooned like 3 weeks after that.
Oh, that's nice. Like a 3-week break. So many people messaged after the wedding and were like, "Oh, you're probably like on your honeymoon right now, but like congratulations." And I was like, I am dead on the couch I need absolute silence for 2 weeks. I need like
You need a buffer after.
a decompress. The people who go on their honeymoon the next day, I cannot even fathom.
There's too much to take in, I feel like.
So much to take in. I'm exhausted.
You need a debrief with everybody.
You need a debrief with
Who
everyone.
hooked up with who?
Yeah.
Who hooked up with who?
Did you have people hook up at your wedding?
I think somebody did.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I can't say who, but
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I feel like we didn't really have that many singles at our wedding. So like, but we were hoping for it.
somebody got really drunk and peed in my sister's bathroom, like all over the floor.
And do you know who it was?
No.
Really?
No idea.
No one owned up to it?
No.
Oh
I don't know who to
That's
ask.
hysterical. Right.
I didn't want to put it out in the party full, like, yo.
You're like, you had a party full for your
No,
wedding?
I don't think so.
Oh, I was going to say, I was like, oh my God, that's incredible.
That would have been easier.
That was like one of like the wedding expenses though that I wish that I hadn't spent as much as I did. Like the
Invites?
stationery. Yeah.
I think we did have a party full though, because on our wedding day was the day of the hurricane, so we needed to send out a group message to everybody.
That's right, the hurricane.
Yeah. But yeah, what was the most costly part, you think?
For us, we spent the most probably on our rentals. So our venue came with nothing. So it's like we had to provide like tables, chairs, every fork, every knife, like even like
same with us.
The kitchen setup for like the.
Did you go to Town and Country?
No, I don't think so. But that was one of the vendors that I think, looked at. But then I think we just like went a little bit overboard. Like, I think we fell in love with like what our planner pitched to us, and I didn't realize that I was like saying yes to so much.
Yeah.
So I definitely could have walked that back a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, but wouldn't have changed a thing. But if I were to do it again, actually, maybe I would have changed. No, I wouldn't have changed a thing. But I do feel like that's the category that we spent the most on, that like I recommend to like other brides. I'm like, you don't need to be as crazy here.
Did you preserve your address?
I like don't know what to do with it. I still have it. But what did Caitlin do?
She preserved it, and it came. And I think the company that she got, I don't know, it was weird. Like,
Is it the box with like the peekaboo window?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the way that it came, you could still open the box. So in theory, it wasn't really
It's
preserved.
not really preserved.
And
Right.
I'll have her send you whatever she used, but it didn't really make sense.
Yeah, I'm like trying to figure out what to do with it, because I would love to preserve it. And like I've seen some people who do like the full length shadow box that's like the full height of the dress,
Where do they keep it?
like in their closet or something. But it's like, one, my closet is not, I don't have like a crazy closet where I have space for that. And also, I kind of feel like if you were to see that in the middle of the night, it would scare the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
Like just a floating white. Yeah, it literally, like that's giving ghost. Like a full length wedding gown, like in the dark, feels scary.
Do you have dreams to like save it and give it on to someone else?
Not really.
Right, because what
Yeah.
else are you going to do with it?
I don't know.
What did Jeremy do for his suit? Did he rent or buy?
He bought, but I feel like guys can wear that kind of
Any-
stuff over and over again.
I think I wore my wedding suit like somewhere.
I'm sure to someone else's wedding, because
Yeah.
you can. Yeah.
You guys really get the short end of the stick.
I know. I'm gonna sell my engagement party dress. I think I have it up for sale on like one of those like wedding websites or whatever. But yeah, it feels too sentimental to sell. But also, I'm like, what am I saving this for?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm stuck. I'm on the fence.
Did you get your photos back yet?
Yes. Oh my god. We paid for the express delivery.
Oh, for all of them.
For all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so good.
Did you do video?
Oh yeah. We got our full length video that's like the 30-minute version, and then like a 4-minute version, but I'm having him cut down like a 8 to 10-minute version to share on YouTube, but I won't get that back until August. So April, May, June, July, August. Wait, April, May, June, July. I guess 4 months. That's not crazy.
No, that's really normal.
That's like
for,
very standard. Yeah,
for wedding stuff.
Yeah.
Was there anything that you wished you did differently or did that you ended up not doing?
No, honestly, everything like timeline wise, everything worked out really, really well. We like weren't really behind on much. No, honestly, everything like, and this is full credit to our planners, because like they just absolutely nailed it in like the planning and like the execution of the day. But yeah, we didn't have anything crazy go wrong, which I feel like was also really lucky.
Because we did the same thing where we did it at a house. We had to bring everything.
Yeah.
So there's way more options of what you need to do.
And also things that can go wrong.
So much can go
Yeah.
wrong.
Did anything go really wrong aside from the hurricane?
Aside from the hurricane and earthquake.
Yeah, except for the hurricane, earthquake.
I mean, we just had to get tents to tent the entire thing,
That's
which was
right.
crazy.
And that's a really expensive add-on last minute.
It cost like almost more than everything else.
Really?
It was insane because they hike it up because the only people who really need tents last minute are events. And that's really what you're renting it for.
Yeah.
You don't plan a wedding for an outdoor wedding during that time because it's not supposed to rain.
Oh my God, that is so criminal.
So they gave us a discount. I think we needed 4 tents and they gave us like 1 for free or maybe, or like some kind of percent off. I forget. This is so long ago. But it ended up costing so much.
Oh my God, that's so criminal. And you can't not have it. That's
because then everything gets destroyed.
Because everything gets destroyed. Like you have to have the tents.
And you can't have your guests get wet.
Yeah, right. Because then everyone's miserable.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's so.
And you can't move the day because everything is happening that day.
We added like 20 more heaters like within the week, seeing like the weather being like, you know what, we're not gonna regret having heaters and then just like not turning them on, but we will regret if people are cold.
Did you need them?
Yeah, we needed them.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it ended up being much more windy than we anticipated, and like that made it a little chillier, I feel like.
Yeah.
So like if I could have changed anything, I would have had a little less wind by the end of the night, but otherwise it all went really smoothly. My mom had a pretty intense back injury 1 week before the wedding.
Oh no.
Which was really tough, and so like that was probably the main thing that like went wrong. But it was like, you know, that's totally out of your control. But is
she okay now?
She's still honestly like recovering. She had 2 slip discs in her back.
Oh no.
Yeah, and a lot of people have like, it's never happened to me, so I can't speak to the pain, but a lot of people like compare it to childbirth.
Ooh.
She literally was like, this is the next closest thing to like having a natural birth of like when I was born 30 years ago is these like 2 slip discs.
Oh.
I know. So anyways, that was a little bit too much wind, and 2 slip discs were the only like major things that went wrong.
Did you overbuy alcohol?
We did a per person situation, so we didn't have to think about it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Did you overbuy alcohol?
So much.
Really?
And I don't drink, so there's so many not kegs. kegs.
Full kegs of beer?
Handles. There's so many handles in like vodka bottles.
Giant alcohol bottles.
They're just sitting in Caitlin's mom's garage.
Oh my God.
And then we got 80 blankets and 80 umbrellas, which no one used.
Really?
Yeah, so those are just sitting there.
But like, do they have like a cute monogram or anything on them? Or
Nope.
they just, they're just
They're just classic.
A ton of umbrellas and blankets.
Basic umbrella blankets.
What? At some point, those will be like functional though. You know what I mean? Like,
I hope.
Vodka, pretty functional.
Yeah.
Not for me personally, not my favorite, but like.
And we can't even sell it because that's illegal.
Oh yeah, I never even thought about that.
Did you go to Chrissy Teigen's house?
I did go to Chrissy Teigen's house.
Was that sick?
Their house is absolutely stunning. It was crazy. So they like launched a dog brand.
I thought they lived in Malibu, but
no, they're in like Beverly. Well, I'm probably not allowed to say, but they're like in.
no, they're on the corner.
They're in the corner of. You know, but they had car service for like every guest, which was really nice. But I think it was a safety concern so that like random Uber drivers weren't like pulling up to their house.
Right.
Yeah. But their house was stunning and it was crazy, and they're like using their bathroom. It was just like, it's like, oh my God.
Is it gold?
I'm like,
is it a piano toilet?
oh my God. It was like all jade, like, you know, like jade stone.
No.
Like green marble jade.
Wow.
Like everything was just like green marble. And this would be like their guest bathroom that's like off of the kitchen in the living room.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, crazy choice to like host influencers at your house for a brand event. I would never.
Did you hang out with her at all?
I was too scared. I was too scared.
Like genuinely, like I don't want to talk to her.
Genuinely,
this will ruin it.
I was like, also like people, I don't know, like I think it was so casual that the opportunity, if my dog had been there
and ran over to John.
Yeah, that I probably could have used that as like more of like an intro, but
stop peeing moose.
Yeah, exactly. Stop peeing on the really nice turf moose. Thank you. But like their kids were just like running around in their pajamas, and their dogs were just same thing, running around. It was like very intimate and very cute.
That's so cool how they do influencer stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they understand that like influencers like are marketing vehicles, so they're like, if we throw a really cute event, and like the TLC that went into the event, their agency did such a great job. Like when you walked in, there was a hallway and there were like custom portraits that had been sketched of every guest's dog. So there has like a Moose and Diggy just like drawing custom like lit up in like a gallery setting, and then they like sent you home with it afterwards.
Oh, they let you keep it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they'd keep it. They'd want it in their bathroom.
They'd want it, yeah, in their bathroom. They'd
the
want to
jade
just keep
stone.
this hallway of like random
All these
influencers' dogs. Yeah, exactly. But I met all the famous dogs of the internet, the dog influencers. I was like, is that Winston Deween?
It was Doug the Pug there?
No, Doug the Pug lives in Nashville, I think, doesn't he?
Oh, he moved?
I don't think Doug's
he's
ever
always
lived in
lived there,
LA. Yeah. I don't think Doug's ever lived here.
Do you think prisoners should be given...
Yeah, where's this going?
I was thinking about this on my treadmill walk this morning.
Okay.
Do you think prisoners should be given last meal requests?
I guess I never thought about this question. I've thought about like my last meal request.
Bacon, egg, and cheese? Tim Hortons?
Bacon, egg? No. Oh my God. Do you know your last meal? I've thought about this like in depth, like so in depth.
No, I don't think I ever thought that I'd have to get to that point.
I think because there's just so many like show formats where people have asked that question before.
Right.
And like, is it Mythical Kitchen that does the last
yeah, and you get to pick all of that
you get
stuff.
to pick all your stuff. Yeah. No, I would have a very specific steak from this Japanese restaurant in St. Catharines from my hometown. I would also probably have a lobster. I think an A&W cheeseburger with an A&W root beer.
Oh, that's interesting.
A cheesecake, a salted caramel cheesecake from Cheesecake Factory. And there's probably something else. Maybe like a truffle mac and cheese.
From where?
Nowhere specific. I've never had a truffle mac and cheese that I didn't like.
Wise words.
Yeah. How about you?
I don't know if...
A protein shake.
Raw.
just protein.
Some bison from Australia. I don't know.
What's your number one?
Pizza. But
Okay.
like that's such like a... I don't want pizza to go out on. I want something heavy.
Yeah. Okay. Well, okay, just keep building on. We can make this a heavy meal if pizza is like one of the.
I don't know why, but I'm going right to McDonald's. I feel like I can go do some damage because I just see the pictures. I'm like, I want number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
I definitely want chicken tenders, like the buttermilk style, the ones that they took off.
Oh, okay.
Maybe buy some more time on death row. That way they have to try and go find it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's only like available in one location.
Right, and then give you 4 more extra days.
A few more extra days because they have to go get it.
Okay.
I'd love the Cheez-It Taco Bell combo for the Crunch Wrap.
Oh, I haven't tried it yet. Is it good?
Incredible, actually.
Oh my God. I've had Taco Bell less than three times in my life for sure. And I feel like I need to change that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This added such a hit of cheese to it. Because you know how Cheez-Its have that like really pungent like cheddar.
Cheese.
Real cheddar.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's real, but
yeah, it's like cheese powder.
Yeah. But it adds so much to the Taco Bell.
Oh.
It's such a fun, different flair.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in on that. I saw that and I was like, oh, this is genius.
Yeah.
This is so good.
And then for some reason I want a Burger King Whopper.
Burger King. I just saw a TikTok of how people were saying that like Burger King is not really anyone's favorite.
I feel like they're the underrated souls in the fast food game.
Yeah, okay. I've never had Burger King.
Ever? That's a red flag, Jeremy.
You think?
Yeah.
I was just always an A&W or like if I was gonna have a takeout fast food burger, I would go A&W. Also, I just learned this, but Canadian A&W is different than American A&W.
I never even heard anyone say A&W is their favorite.
Really?
I've never had an A&W.
Okay, that's a red flag. You over here with your Whopper? That's a red flag.
No, that's like a real red flag.
Oh my God. Actually, that's not true. I think Burger King, do they do curly fries?
They did for a little bit.
Okay, I think I've had a Burger King curly fry.
Jack in the Box does curly fries all the time.
Jack in the Box we don't have in Canada, so that one's not like a staple of my fast food.
Are there A&Ws everywhere?
Yes, kind of in Canada, and I really miss it. The closest one is so far from here.
Yeah.
But again, it's not the same experience. The Canadian A&W is, I'm going back to Canada literally tomorrow, and like it will be in my rotation of things that I'm going to eat this next week.
Oh, so interesting.
Yeah.
That kind of makes me want to go to Canada now.
To go try a Canadian A&W?
Yeah, I really like experiences of trying things like outside of LA.
Yeah. It's, if you're, next time you're there, that for sure is worth it.
Have you ever had Zaxby's?
What state is that like based out of again?
Like the bottom right of the country.
I can't remember if I had Zaxby's or there's one that's I feel like similar in Chicago that Jeremy took me to.
Is it a blue logo?
It had a cake shake.
I think Zaxby's has like a sister restaurant like that.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I feel like no, but I've heard of it.
Okay.
Because I haven't spent much time in the lower right quadrant of America.
The bottom right.
Yeah, the bottom right.
The bottom right.
Yeah.
So should prisoners be left there?
What do you think?
I don't think they should. Because if they're on death row,
yeah,
why are you giving that taxpayer money to fund
to their Whopper that they want as their last meal? Yeah.
It's just like a weird thing that somehow it became a thing.
I almost feel like someone at some point had a guilty conscience about like the death penalty maybe and was like, how do we make this? How do I make myself feel a little better about this?
How do I cheer up my day?
How do I fix this for me?
Yeah.
And that's like the answer they came to, because I think it is like a crazy, like the first person to ever be like, what do you want your last meal to be?
Right.
Like how that came about.
I'll go back to what I think I would want.
Okay, so we've got a Whopper, we've got the buttermilk tendies, we've got
I want to just do the full IHOP menu.
The full IHOP menu. I do love IHOP.
Because then you can get the chicken tendies, the burgers, the pancakes, the French toast, the crepes. You could do all of it.
You could do all of it.
And you're not really subjecting yourself to, do I want chocolate or do I want the rainbow Sprinkies?
You can have both.
You can get funfetti pancakes.
Which you need.
It's really
you
like...
You can't go out not on funfetti anything.
It's really the Craftopia of restaurants.
Okay, also maybe a Krispy Kreme donut.
Why stop there? Dunkin' Donuts too. Did they have Dunkin' in Canada?
I think they might now, maybe? Yes, no, they definitely do, but it's not as popular. It's like way, because like competing against Tim Hortons is like near impossible.
Is Tim Hortons a way of life in Canada?
It definitely is.
What is that compared to here?
I would say it's comparable to Dunkin'. I'm really scared that people are going to get really mad that I just said that, but I would say that it feels like a similar lifestyle. Like people that are really into their like daily Dunkin', I feel like it's the same routine.
Because on the East Coast, Dunkin' is it.
Is
that is the way of life.
Yeah.
The moms go, the dads get it, Everyone goes.
Yeah. I would say it's a similar lifestyle than in Canada. It's like on your way to hockey practice, like you're getting Tim Hortons. On the way, like
school drop off.
School drop off. If you're going like driving up to like a cottage or before like you hit the road, you get Timmy's.
And what do you get? Coffee? Just coffee? Or are you doing the breakfast sandwiches?
So they've expanded their menu so much in the way of like food options now since I've moved away from Canada. So I feel like I don't even know what I get anymore. There's like I would say the Timbits though, which are called Munchkins, I think, at Duncan.
Yeah.
Is that's it?
Yeah, Timbits is such a weird slogan.
Krispy Kreme just came out with the
Donut bites.
Donut bites.
I think, yeah.
So anything in that shape to me is just a Timbit.
Okay.
Anything is just a Timbit. And listen, that's just really great branding on Tim Hortons' part because everything in that donut hole, whatever shape, is just a Timbit. But
as an American, I don't like the word Timbit.
Really?
It sounds weird. I call it a munchkin.
They're all munchkins to you.
They're all munchkins.
Okay, so Duncan did to you what Tim Hortons did to me.
Yes.
Yeah, victims of the same kind.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
What's the biggest misconception that Americans have about Canadians? Are you guys that nice?
I feel like I've never really spent much time in the South though, because a lot of people say about like Southern hospitality, and I'm wondering if that's similar to Canadian niceness. But listen, I don't know, there's assholes everywhere.
I think the South really, they take care of you. They bring you in their home. They make you feel like family.
Yeah.
But I feel like your Canadian politeness is just being polite and kind and nice.
Yeah, with less guns.
With less guns. I don't want to say it's surface level nice, but it's like, we're going to be nice. But the Southern hospitality is like, we're going to take you in our home.
In our home.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like, and like, again, it's hard because like when I go back, like I don't spend much time in Toronto anymore. That's where I went to university. I'm like in my hometown, which is, you know, much smaller and it's very like suburbia. And I feel like everyone is pretty nice. Like the general niceties of like a random cashier, I feel like, unless you're at Trader Joe's, I feel like it's Trader Joe's cashiers, Canadian cashiers, and then the rest of America cashiers.
Trader Joe's cashiers are too nice.
They're a little too nice. It's a little crazy sometimes.
You gonna come home and make dinner with me?
Yeah, exactly. So. I know. Yeah, I feel the same way. Back off, okay?
I don't like talking to anybody.
Oh God, I was a cashier for so long in a grocery store, so I feel like that's like where I go for like rankings. But
what supermarket?
It was called Sobeys in Canada. It's a Canadian grocery store chain.
I used to work at a supermarket, A&P and Acme.
Oh, I've heard of A&P. Because we used to go across the border to go grocery shopping in Buffalo to buy American products.
You're from the top right of there?
The bottom right.
So
like where Buffalo meets Canada is where I'm from.
Oh.
Yeah, right there, like on Lake Ontario.
Did you go to Niagara Falls a lot?
Oh my God. So like Niagara Falls for me is like what I imagine it is for people who grew up in Las Vegas on the Strip.
You're not going to go there.
I worked there. Like that's where like I did all my serving jobs because like that's like the tourism and stuff like that. So it's like everyone works their summer job there because it's about 20 minutes from my hometown. So like that's where you go to like work at a sports bar.
Is that what you did?
That's what I did. That's what I did. But we would go to the States though to go shopping when like the dollar was a little better to like go get our prom dress because like we didn't have Nordstrom. So I'd be like, let's go to freaking Nordstrom at the Walden Galleria in Buffalo, New York. And like that was like a fun excursion. Or even going to American grocery stores, we would go and get like fun sugary cereal that were not legal in Canada.
Shut up, really?
Oh yeah. Because, like, I don't know, the chemicals are just different and, like, products that probably...
They hit better down here.
They hit better. Like, let me clog the arteries better with that American cereal.
Oh, I didn't know Canada was like that, too. I thought it was just Europe.
No. I would say Canada is a step closer to...
Taking care of people?
Taking care... No, well, maybe, like, there's probably... The things that are banned in Europe, we probably have, like, one more level of unbanned things in Canada, and then the States is like free for all.
Free for all.
Yeah, on the chemicals and the dyes and the Red 40 and stuff.
Yeah, suck
but
on
listen,
that
as
yellow.
a Canadian, I was like, get me to the States so I can buy the Red 40 products.
You were bringing.
I was importing goods.
You were importing illegal goods into the country.
Prom dresses and sugary cereals.
Wow. Do you see any of the stuff from Chipotle with the CEO?
Wait, is this when he was like? Okay, so again, I've only eaten Chipotle once. And
another red flag, Jeremy.
I was like, Jeremy also, he was just saying today, he's like Chipotle, because we were just talking about how Panera like hits always, like they never miss, it feels like. But I did see this stuff about Chipotle about how their founder was like, just be like, just give me a little more, right? Like some kind of nod. Is that what he was saying?
You gotta look at the employee and be like,
just a little more.
Come on. What are you doing?
And they'll decide or not.
And then everyone's going in and filming it with their camera crews.
Is that what they're doing?
Yup.
That's the ripple effect of what is happening now?
It's crazy.
Oh, have you tried it?
No, because I don't want to bother the employees like that.
Yeah, they probably hate their life right now.
Yeah, because it just him going out there. I tried diagnosing why it blew up so much.
Okay.
This is my analysis.
Yeah, give me the theory.
The clips that you see of him is him in an interview.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's talking to like a camera above. He's not talking to the actual camera. Uh-huh. So right off the bat, he's already like kind of looking like this isn't a real clip. Like,
right.
I shouldn't be taking you seriously. You look like a dick.
This is giving AI. Like, it's yeah.
You're not like a real person.
Yeah.
You're the CEO of a company.
Right.
It doesn't look like you're one of us.
Also, when was the last time you were behind the glass scooping guac?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All the clips of him coming out talking about this don't look good for him.
Yeah.
And then everyone just starts piling on to it, making it bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
So it kind of blew up into this crazy thing. And I'm just so fascinated because I feel like TikTok took it to a whole new level.
Oh my God. Have you also seen where people are like texting their siblings or friends and they're like, respond with like summer fun for a free bowl or whatever, and then the person will respond and then they'll just be like, haha, like fat ass or whatever, and like laugh back. But people are taking that text and showing the employees, and some of it's working because people are like, oh, that does look pretty real, like here's your free bowl.
Oh, and it says like from the number, and then
yeah, they just like changed the contact or whatever. Oh. So people were initially doing it to like prank their friends to see if the friend would be like, oh yeah, I want a free bowl, but also like who's not going to respond to that to be like, yeah, I want a free Chipotle bowl. And then they're taking the screenshot or the text and being like, hey, like got this text today and I responded, can I redeem this?
This is what's so great about the internet.
I know. Listen,
it's so crazy.
There's a lot of bad stuff on the internet, but sometimes good things come out of it, like free Chipotle bowls.
Free Chipotle bowls. It's so crazy. Last time you were here, we couldn't talk about Craftopia because of the strikes.
Oh, that's right.
I'm so curious about your experience on it.
Oh my God, that's right. Oh my God, that's so right. That was the one thing I was like, hey, I can't talk about this because of the SAG-AFTRA strike.
Yeah, we had a whole conversation. It was amazing. And we're like, and then the man told us to cut it out.
Right, the man.
The man.
The freaking man.
Frick.
The freaking man. What do you want to know?
What was the experience filming a HBO show?
It was so much fun. I think that and again, I can only speak to my experience because I loved the production team that we worked with. We got along really well. And I also got brought in at the very beginning as an executive producer. So I had much more say than I anticipated.
Who reached it out to who? Were you pitching the show?
No. So, how this came about actually is that an HBO exec's daughter who was 16 pitched me as the host to her mom, who is like high up in the production like segment of HBO.
Because they were looking for a show, or they were looking for a host?
So they were looking for a host for Craftopia. And so it was like very early stages of them developing it. And so the exec's daughter pitched me and was like, oh, there's this girl on YouTube that I follow that I think might be a good fit or whatever. They reached out. So the HBO and the production company, was called B17, reached out to me being like, hey, we have this show idea. And like when they came to me, I was like, oh, this isn't a real email. Like there's no way that this pans out. Like this is crazy.
Was it from HBO.com?
Yeah, it was like at HBO. Yeah, basically.
Do your ears pin up in your little fairy tale smut world of excitement?
Yeah, my ears are peaked and ready.
And are you just confused, or what are you thinking?
Well, I'm just like, there's no way that this pans out. Like this is a crazy opportunity. And I feel like sometimes when you get like an initial email, you're like, oh, this would be really cool, but like there's no way that this happens, that this comes together. So anyways, it does, and I got to have so much say, especially in season 1, on kind of like what it would look like with the challenges and types of challenges and even some of the casting.
I'm so curious just on that other stuff. Can I just peek?
Yeah.
How does that work? You go in for auditions, or do you basically already have it?
No, I think we just did like an introductory meeting to see if I'd be a good fit, and they were like, yeah.
And they gave you the premise of the show, and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And wow.
Essentially.
Is it you and your management?
Yeah, so I think they reached out direct through my management for me to be a part of it, and the conversation kind of just like kept going forward, and every time it went forward, I'd be like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
And you're keeping this all under wraps because you can't talk about it.
And also, like, I'm kind of the mindset of like, this is so crazy that like, if I tell anyone, like, it's not going to come to fruition. Like, it's not going to happen. So like, you know, influencers love to say like, guys, I'm working on something really exciting. Like,
you were not
didn't
doing
even
that.
touch that. Didn't even touch it. Wouldn't even fathom.
Big things coming. We're not coming 2022.
Exactly. Big things not coming this year. And so we just like kept having meetings, and it kept moving forward, and everyone was so great to work with.
Where are you going for this? One of the studios?
I think one of the Warner, one of the first meetings was I think at Warner, maybe.
And you go in, you check in, you go into the meeting room.
Yeah, and we're just like, oh shit, this is really cool. And then we actually had a meeting at my house once too, because season 2 was during COVID. So COVID hadn't happened yet. So we had a meeting at my house and they showed up with like all of these crazy mood boards for like all of these different challenges. And we went through being like, okay, which ones do we feel like would really resonate with like audience? Like they
were asking you for your opinion.
Yeah.
That's what's so valuable about someone who makes their own stuff is that they have that firsthand experience dealing with the comments and figuring out what to post. Like you have the experience of like 10 different jobs.
Oh my God. Yeah, I think so. Like, I really think that like it's so interesting to see how Mr. Beast's show with Prime is going to all pan out too, because it's like, this is like what he does. Like he's just got such a crazy wheelhouse of production and like making a crazy formatted show. And yeah, I think you're right. Like it's like you're wearing so many different hats that when they brought me in, I wonder, I feel as if they probably were surprised that I had more brain than I did.
That you brought so much to the table.
That I actually had input to like give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had a lot of creative say of what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, for sure. And even like some of the casting, and it's so crazy so season 1 was kid contestants and season 2 is adults. And season 1 was
that the plan from the start?
No, I think I can't remember exactly. I think the audience ended up leaning a little more adult, and so they were like, let's just like go with adults, because one is like the filming restrictions in terms of like how long kids can be on set is really, really strict. Like you've got hard cutoff times, obviously, to like protect kids in the industry.
Did that affect the filming?
I mean, only in the most positive way, in the sense that like the days weren't crazy long, but like with adults, like they can keep us on set for 15 hours. But with kids, it's like they've got a hard out after like 6 hours or whatever, because they've like got to do school and stuff. So anyway, season 2 was adults, season 1 with kids, and the casting tapes were just so cute.
They did incredible picking the kids.
Oh my God, some of these kids are crazy. Like there was one kid, his name was Jonah, and he like already had this crazy fan base from being such a fast and like proficient crocheter. And like he had a published book, he'd been like all these talk shows, and so like they just did such a great
this kid
job.
Is a superhero.
Literally a superhero. Like he was so cute. Like they did such a great job of choosing like very charismatic, like unique kids who had something that they were really, really great at. But adults was more fun. Like let me be so clear. The kids were very, very cute, and I had fun interacting with them because like I don't know, the kids just like say really funny things and they're so wholesome and cute and like lighthearted. But the adults, we had much more freedom to like, you know, lean into sarcasm and humor, and because it is HBO Max, like at the time, like we were able to they kind of just told us to like send it, like push the envelope as far as you want with jokes, and then we can dial it back in the edit if it's ever too much.
That's cool.
Which was nice. So we could be much more like, I mean, no one said anything crazy, but we had much more flexibility in the humor that you could lean into.
Were you there during the editing?
No. I was there for, I mean, I saw some of it because there was lots of voiceover. So I would see some of it and like the edit base and like go into like the studio, but I wasn't there for like, I wasn't like sitting there being like, that should be cut.
Guys, I got this.
Yeah, I got this. Do we have iMovie? Let me get my hotkeys in here.
I got my hotkeys. I need to import my keyboard. Hang on.
Yeah, hang on. Let me get my hotkeys that on my Command V.
Do you still edit your stuff?
I edit all my shorts. So vlogs, I don't edit, but all of like my TikToks and stuff, I've like been much more excited about the storytelling that goes into short format stuff. And it's actually made me much more excited than I used to be about editing. So I used to hate it. It was like the very first thing that I hired someone to do as soon as I could afford it. Like 8-9 years ago, I was like, I desperately need an editor. Like I don't enjoy this anymore. I also felt that it was slowing down my process in creating. Because I just like I'm a pretty good editor, but like I don't find joy in it.
Right.
But I feel like now with like shorter formats and like having less time to like fit a story into, I'm finding it much more fun.
What gets you excited about an idea?
I feel like excitement that it might bring others. So like here's an example of a video that I'm working on right now. My dad has a race car.
For the main channel?
For just like a short. Like I've like just been like putting so much more effort into like these shorts, and it's so much fun. Like only having like 90 seconds to like fit something into. My dad has this old like vintage race car, and I ordered from eBay a miniature of it, and I basically made like a miniature replica of the car. So I have this like whole storyline of like, this is my dad, and like this is like his baby, and like not me, like this is his race car, and like here's the process of me like flipping this little stupid miniature car that I got off eBay, and then when I fly to Canada this weekend, like I'm gonna like have cute little shots of it like flying through the air in the airport and stuff like that to give to him on Father's Day.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's very cute. So it's like I'm just thinking about how much more can go into a short versus what I used to, I feel like, apply to a 20-minute video.
How did it compare to making a show then? Because you've done every medium. I mean, now we're in the time, everything's, like you said, so short.
Yeah, everything is so short. I mean, I feel like on traditional sets, everything just takes so long. And I feel like coming from a digital background of doing everything literally myself and having such like a lean team of people that like I work with, seeing how many cameras and how much footage and how many takes you do of everything is like kind of crazy. Like I would love to do another hosting gig, but I don't chase making traditional media. It's not like on my goals, I feel like, because just like it's such a crazy process and it's so slow and there's so many layers of approvals and roadblocks where like the idea of making something in digital where it's like I could make something start to finish in a day. Like thinking about that versus the process of making it for traditional media is so different.
What's it feel like on the reach from putting something out on your own to putting something out on something like HBO?
I feel like on HBO, I was like, oh, I don't have to do as much promotion because like this is on you guys now. Like this is on your platform because it really does make a huge difference in terms of like, I guess it's not honestly dissimilar to on like YouTube recommendations, but recommendations on like the platforms like HBO Max, like being in the recommendations makes such a big difference, like and how it's teed up to be served to people. And so it's like, I feel like they have so much more control in how it gets offered up to the audience.
And did they do a good job pushing that show at the time?
Yeah, I think so. Because there was a few other people who had some other like original shows that at the same time I feel like weren't getting as much spotlight.
What's the spotlight look like on that? They're featured on the home screen when you turn on the app?
Yeah, like on the home screen. We also were like on a rotating billboard in like in a few cities, which was really cool. They did a great job because there was only a handful of originals. So I feel like they really followed through with what they said they were going to do in terms of the promotion of it.
How do you find out about season 2?
I think through a call from the production company. I like got close with like the main guys and they were like, it was first like, oh, things are looking good, but like anything can happen. The same way that we just like didn't get season 3 because of the merger, which sucks, but that's okay.
For Cinemax and
for HBO Max and Discovery.
Oh, right, because now it's just Max.
So HBO Max and Discovery merged, and because Discovery is like their specialty is unscripted, and HBO's specialty is scripted. So basically, because we were the unscripted segment of HBO Max, the whole bucket got slashed. So it gives me a little bit of comfort knowing that it wasn't personal. It wasn't because the show wasn't succeeding, because like it was doing quite well, because everyone got cut. Except for there was one dating show that would fall under unscripted. Nikki Glaser was the host. What was it called? I can't remember.
Fuckboy Island?
F-Boy Island. Yeah. That was the only one. That and Selena and Chef, which I feel like leans kind of on the scripted side. Those were the only 2 Max original shows that made it out of the merger. And everything else got slashed.
That's so interesting.
I know. So like very sad because it was so much fun and I would have loved to continue it, especially like as we got into the adult contestants. Was so much fun. The set was stunning. But that's such is life.
It's so out of your control.
And that's like another reason why like traditional is so hard, because like you're kind of just waiting for a phone call.
That's nuts.
That's kind of torture. Like it's so out of my control. It's like with a YouTube video, if it flops, you're like, okay, what can I do better? I have all the analytics to look at. Like I can do so much differently, but it's like, and there's no one that has to give you a sign off or an approval or more budget. It's like, it's all up to you.
Right.
So it's tough. It's a tough industry to be in. And like, I definitely don't chase more. Like I'm not actively looking for opportunities in traditional.
That's so cool you did it though. And like
I loved
twice.
doing it. I love doing it. Yeah, I feel like having like one season is like cool, but having 2 seasons
like
is
they brought
sick.
you back.
Yeah.
And then the network changed, so it's not your fault.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I went out like with an unharmed ego, I feel like.
That's so cool.
Yeah. Because that could have been trauma for sure, to be like, ooh.
Yeah.
I got slashed.
But even so, the fact that you still did it I think is so cool.
Yeah, and it was such a fun opportunity, like being in hair and makeup and like having a trailer and like fun things like that were like really cute.
Do you have anything else like that coming up?
No, like again, like I'm really not chasing the opportunity. Like I don't have an agent right now, like going out and like looking for opportunities, which I feel like is a big part of like getting into that side of the industry.
Because they put you in front of them?
They put you in front of it. You go for auditions, you submit self-tapes and stuff like that. So I'm not doing any of that right now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have anyone you're excited for on Wild Til 9?
We have a few. Have you met Cassie Blogalotties?
No.
She's
cool name.
Yeah, such a cool name. She has a crazy story. Like she's basically built like 2 multi-million-dollar industries off of her activewear, and like Taylor Swift was just wearing it the other day. Like she's crushing it. So we have an episode with her coming out soon. And then have you ever heard of the T-Boy podcast?
No.
They do stuff on like the creator economy and like they're like a pop business podcast. We've got them coming up soon. And then have you met Drew Afuelo?
No.
She's really cool too. You
Yes.
would you would
The name
love
sounds
her.
so familiar.
Yeah. She basically just like schools misogynists on TikTok.
Yeah.
And snaps back, and she's super funny. She's another episode we have coming up too.
Who was one of your favorite people you had on?
Every episode is so fun. Like I just like love having guests. I think comedians are probably some of my favorites. Like it just feels like I'm just sitting front row for like a stand up. Like we had Matteo Leon, who's this hilarious Italian comedian. He was really funny. He might be one of my favorite episodes. Matteo Leon, you would love him too. It literally feels like such like a treat to like just be talked at by a comedian. Like it's just such like a gift.
I haven't really done a straight up comic yet, but I do have 2 people lined up, and
Really?
I don't want to say I'm nervous, but I don't know how to handle it.
Oh no, we were nervous. We were like, oh, they're so funny. Like I don't even know how to. Like, what if I try and make a joke and it flops?
Right.
Like I'm like, no, we were so nervous going
Do you
into
just
it.
give topics?
I mean, yeah, like I do a lot of backstory, and like any guest that comes on, I always feel like I mean, you do the same too. Like you have questions prepped, because I just feel like people who get asked the same questions over and over, like they're obviously for the most part going to be enthusiastic about being there, but people are so excited when you ask an interesting question that's out of the box.
Right.
So I try and always put the time in beforehand to like start off with something really good that they're excited about.
Right.
But no, we were dead so nervous. People are really funny. Even like having Brittany Broski on our podcast, we haven't done yet because I'm too nervous. Like I'm just too nervous because she's so funny.
Do you know what you talk about with her?
No, I have no idea. She's too funny. She's too funny. Like there's I just like I think I would glitch. Like I don't know. I would literally glitch and have nothing to say. Who are your can you say your next lined up people?
I just locked in Carrot Top for after one of his shows, so I'm getting him when he's like prime time, heat hot,
love
funny
it.
mode.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous for that.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna do it in his green room.
Oh my god. Wait, that's fun though.
I went to this mobster's house.
Oh my god.
That one was very cool.
You went to his house?
Yeah.
Is he actually a mobster?
Yeah, former mobster. He was in the Colombo crime family.
Oh
in
my
New York.
god. And so how much could he tell you?
When he talks about stuff, it's almost like he gets to a certain limit. But I tried to
Push.
a little, because
to
I know
push.
he can't say certain things.
Totally.
But I can Joe my way in.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get
I
some
can
of the
Joe my way in.
I could easily crack the door just a hair.
little bit.
I just want to get a little bit. And then I'm trying to get the cast of SpongeBob together. I think that'll be cool because it's their 25th anniversary.
That would be so. That's one of my red flags. If you haven't watched SpongeBob, like that's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
Like that humor just like still stands the test of time. Like that and Bob's Burgers are like 2 of my favorite animated shows.
Do you watch South Park?
No, I actually wasn't allowed to watch South Park as a child.
Oh, neither was I. I just watched it for the first time. It's
Really?
like, not for the first time, sorry.
But like more recently.
In forever.
Yeah,
and it was so good.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never allowed to watch it.
It was so good.
And I had like boy cousins, and so I watched a few episodes and like felt very like sneaky when I would watch it with them. But
Yeah.
like that and Family Guy was
I watched
not
it with
allowed
my
to-
cousins.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. Yeah, that was like not a show like that. And Simpsons I was allowed to watch, but I wasn't really into it. But South Park, King of the Hill.
Do you like Broadway stuff?
I have enjoyed every like theater musical situation I've been to, but I'm not like a big theater buff. Jeremy is more like the Broadway guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Acapella.
Jeremy's the Broadway guy.
I'm going to send you an animated show on YouTube. Really good. But I think you'd like it because it's very vulgar and it's very Broadway.
Oh, interesting. So the one thing about Jeremy is that he like never watches animated shows. Like he has trouble getting into animated shows, which is so odd.
This is very sexual, raunchy, cursing. It's really cool.
And it's animated.
Yes.
What's it called?
Has-Been Hotel and Hell of a Boss.
Okay.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
Jeremy might like it.
Okay, we're gonna try because I try and get him into animated stuff all the time, but he just checks out, and we have to go to therapy about it because I'm like, figure it out.
That's all you guys talk about in therapy.
Yeah, figure it out.
You guys seem great, but
here's the thing: is that we can't watch animated shows together, and it's not okay.
Laur, thank you so much for coming by.
Oh my god, thanks for having me. I'm sorry that I couldn't bring my my jaundice baby, Jeremy.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know. I wanted to talk to him about us being at the same age where our body hurts because his story really freaked me out.
That's wild.
Because I was going through the same thing. And then I looked up his age. I'm like, oh my God, we're going to die together.
You're going to die together.
Yeah.
Do you have health insurance?
Yeah, I just got it.
Okay.
I'm also going to an ear, nose, and throat doctor coming up.
Oh, an ENT? Yeah, for what?
Because when 10 years ago, I was sick and I went on a flight. And then I went on a flight the next morning, 6 hours apart. And I couldn't hear out of my ears for a day or two.
Okay.
And ever since then, my sinus has been so bad. You can hear me now.
Yeah.
They said that they could put some kind of balloon in my sinuses and expand it and it'll fix it.
No way.
And I'm just like, doctors could just do this. I've been living with this for my life.
That's wild.
Yeah. So I have to schedule that and hopefully that's covered.
Oh my God. Wait, that's crazy. Hang on. I feel like where does the balloon go? And it just stays in there permanently?
I told her how I can't equalize when I scuba dive because my sinuses get so bad.
Okay.
And when I put my face forward, everything I can't breathe.
Do you have, I know people pronounce this differently, tinnitus or tinnitus?
I don't know I've never been. So maybe.
Oh my God. I have it a little bit. I didn't realize that when people are sitting in silence, they just hear nothing.
Uh-huh.
But I hear a little bit of ringing.
No, I don't hear ringing.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So it's one thing you can knock off the list of not having.
No tinnitus.
No tinnitus or tinnitus or however you pronounce it.
So hopefully they could put that balloon in me and blow it up.
Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Would you get a nose job if they were like, we have to do your, how everyone goes in being like, oh, I need my
sinus, septum.
My deviated septum.
Deviated septum. If it fixes it, probably.
Yeah.
Because when I get sick, it's like, I'm so
really
congested.
Bad. Yeah.
And I would love to go scuba diving.
Really? Would you? I feel like I'd be scared to scuba dive. I don't know if I could do it.
I have my license, but I just can't equalize.
Oh shit! So you can?
Yeah, I can.
You can.
Physically, I can. I'll die, but I can.
Yeah, right. Your brain might just explode.
It will explode.
Otherwise, you could.
Yeah.
Got it.
So.
Yeah, get it fixed.
I will.
No wrinkles and go to scuba dive. Let's go.
Shout out Botox.
2024.
This is our year.
Joe's year.
Big things coming. Cool. That was great. Can I just take a thumbnail of you?
Yeah.
Oh.